Live, local, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
We are going to begin tonight, maybe, with a live look at our Hilton Greenville SkyCam. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about John's radar. There you see some of the pop-up storms that are out there tonight.
And this is a look at John's radar. So, John, why don't you tell us about it? What can we expect?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, we just one of the thunderstorms, Gabrielle and Michael, has just become severe in northeastern Georgia for you folks in Stevens County and extreme southwestern part of Oconee County. We've had scattered thunderstorms around the area, and they continue to make their way off to the east and a little bit of a turn to the northeast, especially in northeastern Georgia. Let's zoom on in. This was just issued by the National Weather Service, severe thunderstorm warning, and that thunderstorm is right over you folks in Toccoa. Possibility of damaging winds and some large hail associated with this thunderstorm as it makes its way off to the northeast into the southwestern part of Oconee County. There's also a pretty good thunderstorm right over you folks in Walhalla. That is below severe limits right now. So these thunderstorms are borderline severe. But they're still going to produce some strong gusty winds, some very heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, and maybe even some small hail. So we'll keep you updated throughout the newscast with these thunderstorms that continue to develop across the area. Now back to you, Michael and Gabrielle.
We'll be right here, John. Thanks for that. We're on some breaking news out of Simpsonville right now. The mayor has been indicted.
And WYFF News 4's Angela Rodriguez is live and local. Angela, what can you tell us?
Well, Gabby and Michael, late this afternoon, the clerk of court's office confirmed that there was a true bill of indictment. They would not release the paperwork. However, they say it will be made public tomorrow. And the reason we want to see the indictment paperwork is because it outlines in great detail what led up to the mayor's arrest. You may remember Icor was arrested last month. He is charged with misconduct in office, obstruction of justice, and intimidation of a court official. All along, the mayor has said that he did not threaten a judge, and he has refused to step down. Now, the governor said that she would suspend Icor if he was indicted. We know that he was indicted today, so we reached out to the governor's people, but we haven't heard back yet. And we know that in just a few minutes at 6:30, the Simpsonville City Council will be meeting. Icor is expected to be there. Of course, we have a crew on the way to the meeting right now, and we will bring you much more tonight on air and online. So stay with us on this developing story. Angela Rodriguez, WYFF News 4, live tonight in Greenville.
All right, Angela, thank you. Still more breaking news out of Greenville County. 2 people carjacked at work this afternoon. They work for Renewable Water Resources. This happened at the facility on Lakeside Road. Deputies say a man and a woman in a truck rammed a company vehicle here. Investigators say the man got out of the truck with a shotgun and told the employees to get out and run. They did. Deputies tell us the thieves took the marked company truck and left the one they were driving. This is quite a mystery. The employees are okay. Investigators are still looking for that missing truck from Renewable Water Resources, also known as REWA. Call it a rude awakening in Greenville County. Deputies say tires were slashed, and a lot of them, as many as 50 cars involved in this. It all happened this morning in a neighborhood in Taylors. WYFF News 4's Angela Rodriguez once again with our report tonight.
This is what neighbors woke up to. They tell us it was so bad out here with so many people changing tires this morning that it looked like NASCAR, except there weren't any pit crews.
Tony, you need any help?
Overnight by the dozens, tires were slashed at Jamestown Commons. Investigators say it's the second time in 2 weeks that tires were slashed at this complex just off of Old Spartanburg Road.
It irritated me and it really made me upset that we have to deal with this type of ignorance. And we're just common people trying to make a living.
Greenville County deputies are still investigating, trying to put an exact number on how many cars had tires slashed, but they say it could be as many as 50. A neighbor heard loud noises and called for help just after 3 in the morning. She told deputies that she saw 2 men running away.
Well, it was sickening and upsetting.
Some families had several cars damaged and were forced to spend hundreds of dollars to buy new tires. And they have this message for the culprits.
I hope they get the discipline of a crime or get caught, really. I hope somebody stands up and says, hey, look, I did it, and take the consequences for it.
Neighbors tell us they'd like to see the complex put up cameras, and they'd like to see deputies make more patrols in this area. Angela Rodriguez, WYFF News 4, Greenville County.
Here again, a Greenville County canine officer was able to pick up a scent, but it appears the suspects got away in a car.
Deputies say they tased a man after he fired shots from his home. Henderson County deputies say this man, Roy Bruce, faces a list of charges which include attempted murder. A woman told deputies that Bruce assaulted her last night. She says she ran away and he fired several shots at her. While deputies were on scene, they say another shot was fired. Bruce was ordered to surrender, but deputies say he ignored them. Officers then tased and handcuffed him, and he is being held in the Henderson County Jail under a $144,000 bond.
A woman accused of attacking her husband and her own child is back in jail tonight. Deputies tell us Sumi Jenkins had her bond revoked because of violations of its conditions. Officials say she will stay in jail now until a hearing next month. Jenkins is charged with criminal domestic violence and unlawful neglect of a child. Deputies say she held a butcher knife to her husband's throat, threatening to kill him, and they say she also choked her daughter.
In Georgia, a probate judge arrested on sex charges is speaking out. Judge Bobby Joe Smith is charged with attempted sexual battery and simple battery. Smith told us over the phone that he is accused of both touching a woman and trying to kiss her. He said, quote, "I am a judge, and as far as I'm concerned, until you're proven guilty, you're innocent," end quote.
Lawmakers in South Carolina plan to work the legislative session and beyond on a proposal that could erase a convict's criminal history from public record. There are several versions of this measure being studied right now in committee. Most expunge some criminal histories 15 years or so after a convict has served the last of the sentence. A final recommendation from the committee is expected coming up in October. A bill that targets drivers who illegally pass a stopped school bus is a step closer to becoming law tonight. Today, the Senate passed a third reading of the bill. It would install cameras on school bus stop arms. Law enforcement could then use the evidence captured on those cameras to give a driver a ticket. The bill was introduced, by the way, by Senator Thomas Alexander of Oconee County. Marijuana has made its way into a bill that could soon become law in South Carolina. State lawmakers passed two cannabis-related bills, and they're both awaiting ratification before reaching the governor's desk. One would make it possible to treat children with severe epilepsy with a marijuana extract called cannabidiol.
Has the opportunity in very limited standpoint for illness purposes, and very limited from that standpoint. So there, I think, still some more work to be done to make sure that it's narrow from that aspect.
It's very forward thinking of South Carolina that we could get this bill through the House and the Senate and be able to, again, share some relief with these patients.
The bill, by the way, clears the way for people to grow hemp in the state for industrial purposes.
Well, last week's quick hailstorm is leading to long hours this week at body shops and roofing companies. WYFF News 4's Mike McCormick is live and local tonight in Spartanburg County. Mike, what have you seen today?
Well, Gabby, hail as small as this and as big as this caused dents, dings, and even holes. And right now we are live at one of the many places handling repairs. Image Collision Repair here in Spartanburg County actually started handling cases over the holiday weekend. That's because they had so many of them to work on. The shop already has about 6 people specifically dedicated to fixing the hail damage, with plans to bring in 6 more people. They're also dealing with broken windshields. We also met up with a crew from Roebuck Roofing at a home and more. The siding on the back of that house looks like Swiss cheese. The phone at Roebuck Roofing, which is a third-generation family-owned business, has been ringing off the hook. They're seeing problems with siding, gutters, screens, pool covers, and of course shingles. And the message here is to get your vehicles and your homes checked if you saw that hail on Friday.
Check for cracks in the paint, that type of thing that can occur on some of this larger hail, which would in future cause a rust issue, so you could have a whole nother issue on your hands.
When it impacts the shingle, it causes a bruise or a slight indentation into it. If it doesn't leak immediately, it won't be long before that area would start, the roof would let loose.
And keep this in mind when hiring a company to handle your repairs. Make sure they are licensed, make sure they are insured, and it's also a good idea to check their references. Mike McCormick, WYFF News 4, live tonight in Spartanburg County.